We all know that Nigeria government has announced that from 1st of January 2026, every citizen of Nigeria will start paying tax. Everything you need to know on how to pay tax from 2026, take a look at this video.
I'd like to know, for the benefit of those who are watching right now, and they will be thinking in their heads, okay, which one works for me, which one doesn't work for me. The tax works on items, not on it exempts a few items because the government puts priority on them because they want people to be able to afford them.
For those to be affordable, yes.
But not specific to ages or even if you're a 5-year-old and you are making money. As long as you make profit, you pay tax.
No, there's a distinction between value-added tax, which is just on sales of goods and services. So what I've explained is this new law from January will make the prices of essential consumption come down, because this reform is reducing the cost. And that is, again, food, health, education, rent, and transportation. Any other thing. If you buy a mobile phone, if you pay for airtime, you buy a brand new car, right? You will pay VAT on those ones. The rate hasn't gone up. So which means nobody is going to be worse off as far as VAT is concerned from next year compared to current situation. In fact, the vast majority of Nigerian people will be far better off, including businesses. We've also introduced where any business that has what we call taxable supply, which means the things you sell either carry VAT or zero VAT. In that case, any VAT, like if you set up a factory and you spend money on plant and equipment, in Nigeria today, under the old law, you bear the VAT. From January next year, that VAT is refunded. So this is also bringing the cost of doing business down for businesses. Which, if they
is this for all businesses or just for manufacturing?
No, all businesses,
all
even
businesses.
Service providers. So there are service providers like lawyers, like accountants, who never got any input credit for VAT before in Nigeria's history. From January next year, they'll start getting it. So all that they need to do is just keep records. Because you can't go to the taxman and say, trust me, I pay the VAT, right?
Yeah.
You keep record and you get this refund. This is huge reduction in cost and cash flow benefits to businesses.
Now, they will pay more, you have more, you pay more.
Pay more.
That's what it looks like.
You don't have money, you are decent or you are average, you don't pay tax.
But imams and pastors will not pay tax.
It also depends. So
do you see the salaries of pastors and imams as
as income?
As income.
It's income. So what the law says is that the church and the mosque will not pay tax unless they start doing business
as an institution.
As an institution or organization.
But the salary they pay their workers.
Anybody they pay, whether it's the pastor, whether it's the choir, whether it's the... Because these people are just working. It just happens that they are working in
the services that I read
God's
vineyard.
Vineyard. They're not different from the person.
That vineyard is God's vineyard, though. Don't tax God's vineyard.
The person that is selling food,
you
don't think they're doing the work of God. The farmer that goes to the market, to the farm, to go and farm so we can eat, they're doing the work of God. So the way everybody pays, because the only difference is if that amount you're getting is below the threshold for taxation, you are exempted, whether you're an imam or pastor or you don't believe in God. The moment you exceed that point as an individual, you pay tax. We can't start creating a society where we say some religions are superior to other things. I may just decide that I don't believe in God and I'm Yoruba. I want to believe in Babalawo and then you shouldn't punish me. Why should I pay tax and the other people are not paying? So the tax law is neutral in that sense.
Neutral to gender, to race, to religion,
race, to belief.
Yeah. It's just
only income. It cares about you low income earner, are you middle class, are you upper class? If you're low income earner from next year, no personal income tax. You're exempted from tax. If you're middle class, your tax will drop. If you're high income, your tax will go up.
Girls and sex workers, and the questions about them paying taxes on prostitution, but sex work they say is illegal in Nigeria. Why would they pay tax when what they are doing is illegal?
You know, many things are illegal in Nigeria. as it is in other parts of the world. Smuggling is illegal. If we both sell imported cars or imported rice, and you are the good guy, patriotic, honest, you clear through custom, me, I smuggle it in. Right? First, I've avoided paying custom duties. I will now sell those cars or rice, and I'll say, well, it's illegal income. Government should exempt it. You're providing more incentive for that bad behavior. And one other example I gave earlier on is you drive against traffic. You're an Uber driver. The other person says, no, I follow traffic rules. You drive against traffic because somebody says we're going to miss their flight. You collect double the amount. Should we exempt you? No. This is not a conversation that is starting today. Like I said, this starts from the Constitution itself. In 1927, there was a Supreme Court judgment in the US. Today, if you go to IRS, you find on their website, there's a requirement to disclose and pay tax on stolen property. If you go and steal anything, they say you must declare it in your tax returns. They know not everybody will declare it, but the day we find you, it will take so much time to establish that you stole the money, but it takes less than 24 hours to confirm that you did not pay the tax. So this is one of the tools that countries are using, one, to discourage illegal activities, and number two, to ensure that there's more accountability and transparency, but more importantly, so that there's fair play. The person that smuggles, the person that does Yahoo, and the person that is the runs girl, commercial sex worker, they all use public infrastructure, isn't it? So the person that is there trying to lift bricks and mortar, sweating, is paying tax. Why should they exempt someone else that has any income otherwise?
Now, there are a section of those who are watching now and who are big followers on this podcast. And there are those who think now that they will be charged VAT on services like Facebook, YouTube, Netflix, crypto, and all of that. And some of the fear is that it will have a ripple effect on the cost that will be factored by the companies and the consumers will have to bear the burden. How would this fear be handled?
It's not a new requirement. This was introduced more than 4 or 5 years ago. So I have a premium account on LinkedIn. So when this was introduced through Finance Act, I think it was 2020 Finance Act. So I got an email from LinkedIn that says, in your next subscription, we'll charge VAT. They've been charging it. I'm paying it to the government. Nigeria is not doing anything different because what the system should do anywhere in the world is to create a level playing field between online and offline business. So if you are, doing buying and selling physically and you pay tax, why should the person doing online be exempted? We don't want the person online to have an undue advantage, as much as we do not want to also punish them for doing their businesses online. So YouTube, LinkedIn, those guys are already doing VAT. So nothing changes from next year, right? So they have nothing to worry about.
But how can the government tax activities on crypto to tax it?
There's no VAT on crypto because it's not seen as, an exchange of good. Is seen as currency or virtual assets. So the provision of the law before the tax reform is that if you make a gain on crypto, you pay capital gains tax. If you make losses, your losses are ignored. Under this new law from January next year, first we do a net position. So you made some gains, you made some losses. We say, is it a net loss? No tax. Is it a net gain? Maybe there could be tax. We now say, how much money have you made? Are you above the exemption threshold? If no, you still don't pay tax. If you are above the threshold, then we say, what is the rate applicable to you? It might be 2%, might be 3%, might be 10%, it might be 25%. It's the maximum. If you make like $1 million from crypto, you pay 25%.
The tax regime and the approach to tax. They've had 50 million petroleum tax, and those who are 15%. Even now petroleum tax.
That's the one on imported one.
On imported one. And also those who are saying the 5% on petrol, which the possibility that those who are making the calculation that government would have made in 1 year over 700 billion naira. And there are those who are saying, does it even make sense? Why? Already I'm paying higher because you remove subsidy. Why are you taking away from me again? You are making me to pay more than 300% of what I naturally will pay before subsidy. And you gave a reason why you are 2 years down the line, you are saying now I should pay 5% on petrol again. Cuckoo kill me.
So first, the 5% is not taking effect from January next year.
Okay.
It was a law that was introduced in 2007, was never implemented. In the process of the reforms, we're looking at different taxes here and there, and we said, is there a tax that makes sense? Keep it. If it doesn't make sense, repeal it. We looked around the world, more than 150 countries have similar taxes dedicated to road infrastructure in particular. So we said, this makes sense, but cannot happen now. So there's a provision in the law that states clearly that even though the tax law is taking effect from January next year, this surcharge of 5% will not come into effect. That's actually transparency. That's being mindful of the environment when the time is right. And that can be introduced without a change in pump price. That's easy. But we should focus more on if and when we start collecting it. How do we ensure that every 1 naira goes into fixing road? You just need to travel on road and see the nightmare.
So the money to be, that 5% on petrol is to be plowed.
Dedicated into roads.
Why not let us do it this way? Yeah. Instead of, because the higher petrol pump price that the average citizens pay, that money is going into the pockets of the states. The larger part of it, anyways. The bigger percentage of it goes into the state and they share it. Why not tax what is gone into and take it from there? Why is it the one from the pocket of the people that are paying more?
No, I like that question. It's a very valid question. But the big picture is that anytime a government, state, federal, or local government prepares a budget and it has a deficit, it means that all this money you're talking about is still not enough to meet their needs.
I wanted to find out, remittances, are they taxed?
No.
Because those of us who have...
You're already doing your calculation.
Those of us who have family members, Christmas is coming.
Yes, you send money.
Remittances are not taxed.
No, they are not taxable.
Okay.
Gift remittances are fully exempt. You don't need to worry about that.
Okay, interesting. Then I was going to ask, a popular TikToker was crying online that they asked him to pay 36 million naira in tax. Now, the January regime has not started. But that young TikToker is saying 36 million.
The way it works, even under the current tax laws as well as in the new tax reform laws, is what we call self-assessment. So that TikToker probably made a lot of money or claimed to have made a lot of money, right? So the tax man, this is done everywhere in the world. If you go on TV and you say, by the way, I just clocked some deals, 500 million. The tax man is grateful for your life, but you're going to receive a letter based on what you said. If you were bragging, it's for you to go and defend yourself.
Thank God some of us are working for free.
I don't believe that. Even you don't believe it. So the way it's meant to work is this guy or whoever it is meant to do self-declaration. Look at the tax calculation. He may be exempt. He may be liable to tax. It might be 2%, might be 10%, and go and pay it. If you fail to do that, we now have what we call best of judgment assessment. So the taxman can look at your lifestyle and say, well, I think you should be able to pay 1 million naira tax, and they send you an assessment. It's not for you to defend it. Nothing extraordinary. It's done everywhere.
Is it possible that by people will pay less taxes from January than they are paying now?
Yes, that's what we've been saying.
That is the
98% of Nigerians and all businesses will pay less tax from January next year.
But you would have captured more people.
God bless you. This is where we're expecting the tax revenue to increase.
The net will have caught more fishes.
There are too many tax evaders. Apart from trying to raise revenue by getting evaders to pay, it also helps society to work better. Because if you are in the same business with your friend and you are paying tax and he is evading tax, you can't compete. So we are rewarding bad behavior by allowing evasion to persist. That's why we've taken our time to say, who is it that can't pay tax? Exempt them. Who is it that need to pay less? Let them pay less. Anyone that we agree should pay, must pay. That's how to make a society work.
So, give us an understanding. How many Nigerians are paying tax? And what is the expectation that the tax net is supposed to capture from January?
Excellent question. Nigeria is over 200 million people. You know, we're not very sure how many we are. But based on employment data, about 86 million Nigerians are actively employed. You can argue how many of them can even afford to pay any tax. In the tax nets, across all 36 states, FCT, the active number of taxpayers is less than 10 million. That math does not add up. And you can take any country in the world, developing, developed, underdeveloped. There is no way the people that are in the net should not be at least half of the people who are active. So which means Nigeria has a long way to go to move from like 10 million to around 40 million. When you go to businesses, the number is not much different. You will see with the Corporate Affairs Commission, over 1 million companies are registered, actively paying taxes, barely 100,000. If you don't fix that problem, we continue to create a distortion for the economy where honest people struggle to survive. But you see, this is the whole essence of the intelligence we are trying to piece together. What happens in your bank account when you travel abroad, how you use your payment card, electricity, your phone, all those information. We've also introduced what we call fiscalization, which is when you issue an invoice for goods or services, government gets a copy automatically. What we're trying to do with that is, instead of relying on people to be honest and patriotic to tell us their income, we want to use the system to find out. Your primary role is to declare your income yourself. Then government, on the other hand, we do a ecosystem validation. You say, life is hard though. I only made 1 million last year. And then we see that, uncle, you bought a new car last year. You traveled abroad twice last year, business class. You went to the mall, restaurant. Hey, you come and explain it. You come and explain it. You spend 50 million, you say you only earn 1. Tell us how. By the way, government will now go after you if you earn 50K and you spend 90K. They're not looking for those kind of small money. It's not worth it. So it's usually those big numbers. So by the time the system validates what you're doing, we'll be able to know that you have not paid tax. If you cannot explain yourself and your tax is 1 million, under this new tax law from next year, if you have a bank account, we can debit your bank account. Once you've been given the due process to explain yourself and you refuse, government can substitute what you have to collect the taxes you owe. So which means we can do things professionally. We can be decent. We don't need to go on the streets with wood and nails and start beating people up to collect taxes. There are very decent way of doing that in modern society, and Nigeria should not be the exception.
Dear brothers and sisters, what did you think about this video? Anything you think, do not forget to leave it in the comment below, and don't forget to give me thumbs up. If you are just coming across my channel, you have not subscribed, subscribe to my YouTube channel. As you do that, thank you and God bless you, and I will see you in my next video.